What's up guys, Readiness Reviews back with you again. It's time for another military surplus rifle unboxing. This is my latest acquisition. I picked this up from a website called Axis Arms. This is my first time making a purchase from that website and it was extremely easy to do. I actually made the order and then sent them my CNR information and they shipped the rifle out the same day. It made its way to me in under a week. Axis Firearms has a unique selection of stuff. They're all like one-offs. They have very good descriptions of the rifles with good pictures and the prices seem in the ballpark. They're market value prices, so you're not getting something extremely cheap, but you're not overpaying either. This is a variant of a rifle that I've been wanting to add to my collection for an extremely long time. No sense in sitting around. Let's go ahead and open this thing up so we can get a look at it. It's a pretty standard rifle style shipping box. It was shipped UPS, but came unmolested, it looks like. Cut this tape. A little bit of packing paper in the end cap there. Looks like the rifle is wrapped in bubble wrap. That's always appreciated. A little bit of packing paper wrapped around the bolt area. Cut this tape off. The bolt was packaged separately. I like that. Far less chance of it being damaged with the bolt being packaged separately. The keen-eyed among you will have already noticed that this is a Mauser style bolt. We're seeing a little wood here. This should basically be the industry standard for rifle packaging. It's better to be safe than sorry with these things, and a little bit extra bubble wrap is not going to hurt anything. All right, so we're finally free of all that bubble wrap. Let's go ahead and insert this bolt. Very smooth feeling bolt. So what we have here is a little short Mauser Carbine. This is a FN contract export Mauser. And look at that beautiful Brazilian Crest. This is a model 1922 Brazilian contract Mauser Carbine, chambered in 7mm Mauser. I just love that Brazilian Crest. It has the circle there with 5 stars on the inside and a ring of stars in a larger star. Very cool. Prior to owning this rifle, I have not had a Brazilian rifle in my Mauser collection. The wood of this rifle looks pretty outstanding. I don't know if it's been refinished or not as far as the wood goes. The metal surfaces have indeed been refinished. It looks like they have been painted where they would have originally been blued. That's on pretty much all the metal surfaces. Your barrel band up front is very dark, black paint. Your retaining springs, the barrel, you can see where the paint is chipping off up here towards the muzzle. There's our little bayonet lug. I don't have a bayonet for this rifle, unfortunately. The receiver is in the white. Most of the examples of this rifle that I've seen have had a blued receiver. However, there have been reports of rifles in the white out there. This particular rifle, the model 1922 Brazilian Mauser, like I said, it was a contract Mauser from FN in Belgium, so that's where it was made. There's only about 40,000 of these rifles produced, which isn't that large of numbers in the grand scheme of things. The majority of these rifles used in Brazil saw very hard use in non-optimal environments, such as use in the Amazon. Because of that, most of the rifles that you'll see of this pattern are in pretty bad shape, especially the bore, which I will insert a picture of the bore of this rifle right here so you can see that. They used corrosive ammunition back then. Most of the rifles were not taken very good care of, and so you'll usually see the bore on this type of rifle to be pretty pitted and rusted. From the pictures in the description, there was nothing that alluded to the fact the rifle had been refinished in a way to where parts of it had been painted, which is not optimal in my opinion. I'm just glad to have this pattern of rifle in my collection. I don't really care if it's been refinished or not. And I could always strip that paint off and re-blue it or what have you in the future. So that's not even a problem. Looks like I am missing my rear sling swivel, but that shouldn't be too hard of a part to replace. At some point in the past, it looks like that the buttstock has suffered a crack and has been repaired. And it looks like a pretty good repair. We can see where there's an old wooden dowel put through right here to hold a little toe piece on the stock that cracked off. So it was repaired, but they did a good job. There's a little B cartouche on the stock there. I believe on most of these rifles, the left side of the buttstock would have also had a cartouche that said the date that it entered Brazilian service. Either this one has been worn off in time or was lost in a refinishing process. Let's check our serial numbers, see if they are at all matching. We have a 208 on the bolt there. Looks like the serial number on the receiver is a fairly low number, but it is non-matching to the bolt. That's 868. Several different serial numbers in the magazine floor plate area. We have an 8294, an 81. There's actually a little serial number on the end of the buttstock here. It's 146. So it looks like we're all mismatched numbers, which was not at all surprising. I was not expecting this to be a numbers matching rifle. We have sort of a squared off barleycorn style front sight with a V-notch Mauser style rear sight. Pretty common of the era. Rear sight's in good shape, and the elevation tab seems to work well. Front handguard has some dings and dents in it, but nothing too serious. I don't see any major cracks or anything in any of the wood. The wood looks good in general, as I stated before. The crown looks nice. If the bore of this rifle is good, which it was described as being good on Access's website, I'm expecting it to be a pretty good shooter. I absolutely love the 7mm cartridge. It's one of my favorite military surplus cartridges. It's soft shooting, has pretty good ballistics. I wish there was still large amounts of military surplus available, but there's plenty of new production 7mm, so it's not hard to get a hold of, just a little bit expensive. There's very minor wood damage right here around where the magazine floor plate screws in. This rifle was designed to be reloaded with stripper clips. As we can see, we have a stripper clip notch right here above the bolt on the receiver. It is a straight bolt handle, cock on open action. So after you fire, it will recock the rifle upon opening the bolt. This is not a super common firearm to find. They are out there. They're not extremely rare or anything, and in the past, they could be had pretty cheap. Price on these has been going up recently, but that's the story on every military surplus firearm. They're all going up in price. For me, getting this rifle was all about adding that crest to my collection. I really wanted a Brazilian Mauser to go with my Mauser collection. As far as my firearms collecting goes, Mausers are the most important segment of my collection to me. I really want to try to acquire as many as I can from as many different countries and manufacturers as possible. I love Mausers. They're fantastic rifles, as anyone who has shot one knows. I think they are absolutely beautiful, mechanically sound in every way, and just a great implement of ingenuity in general. One of the features of this rifle that will allow you to distinguish it from other Brazilian Mausers or Mauser carbines of the same era is the wrist of the stock. It is a straight wrist. A lot of times, some of the other Mauser models will have a little partial pistol grip, but they did not include that in this rifle, even though most of the rifles that were made around the time this would have had a partial pistol grip. This is sort of a throwback to the older 1890s style Mausers. I'm not sure of the exact production year or run of these rifles. There was very limited information online. Unfortunately, I do not have a Mauser reference book, so it was hard for me to find detailed information on this particular rifle. I couldn't turn up very much. The best I could do was find those production numbers of the 40,000. I'm sure somebody out there will know way more history about this rifle than I will. Since this rifle is not in 100% of its original condition and has been messed with a little bit, I will not feel bad taking this one out to the range. So I'm planning on shooting this one quite a bit. I love a short little handy carbine. They're easy to shoot, easy to port, pretty lightweight. As far as import marks goes, I do not see any import marking on this rifle whatsoever. So it probably made its way over to the US before it was the law to put import markings on them. The majority of the 1922 Mausers from Brazil that were surplused out were actually factory refinished in the 1950s. I don't know if this one went through that process or not. It's really hard to tell because those factory refinished rifles would not have been painted. So at some point, someone other than an armory got a hold of it and did some refinishing work of their own. Hopefully it'll turn out to be a good little shooter, and I'm happy to have a Brazilian Mauser checked off my list of Mausers. I still need to get a long rifle, but as far as the carbines go, I guess I'm done for now until I can run across a even better example. Thanks for checking out this video, guys. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. I will have more content like this coming in the future, and all the other things I do, like military ration reviews and stuff like that. So if you like that kind of stuff, sub to the channel. I do recommend checking out Access Firearms. I'm in no way affiliated with them, but I was pretty impressed with how easy their website was to use, and their selection is pretty unique with what options are available online for Curio and Relic firearms at the moment. They seem to rotate their stock a lot and have quite a variety of different individual items. So if you're looking for something specific, you might get lucky and run across it over there like I did. Thanks again for watching, guys, and we'll catch you in the next video. See you then. Peace.